Hey guys, welcome back to Jaraci Up 2. Gotta say, unfortunately, there's a little bit of a replay corruption in this particular match here. For some reason, Game 1 just doesn't want to load. If I put the Game 1 DOK replay file in, it actually deletes it every time I open up the replay folder. I've seen that happen before. I don't know how to fix it. I know that NoFun has got his laptop in repair, so he definitely won't be able to give me the replay. So we're just gonna have to go ahead with Game 2, which is a bit unfortunate. So I'll just tell you what happened in Game 1. I won, although I can't exactly remember what happened, but you can trust me, right? But yeah, it is me versus NoFun here because I'm a narcissist. So, you know, I'm just gonna cast my games first. Actually, the real reason is just because it's easier. Because I have them all, of course, already on my computer, so I'm not gonna have any difficulty doing that. Looks like refinery mode first for me with a base run of retirement. It's pretty aggressively economic. I probably 2PC'd him in the first game, but I don't really know. I was about to say we'll have to see, but we can't. Looks like NoFun, meanwhile, already with Sandscaper Fabrication, going to start producing off of one production cruiser, and he is poising to take his wreck there, or his artifact that's closer to his extraction zone. So 1PC Sandscaper Fabrication can actually do some pretty good damage against refiner mode first, and I'm really excited to see how NoFun is going to play this because even though it's me, so I don't really want him to win, and even though the game is already played, but whatever, he's the kind of player, I've said this before, but I always feel like you can trust him to do something logical. He never seems to just make weird moves, because he seems to be just very smart about the game, you know, like he knows what he's doing. Really what I want to see in a new player, you know what I mean? So it's always exciting to watch. 3 skimmers out on the field right now. He really just wants to get the information. He sees the carrier. He sees no tech if he's looking. He is going to see that production cruiser. And the immediate pull-off there kind of tells you that I'm a little sheepish about what I'm doing. Like I feel like I'm getting away with something, so I'm trying to keep him safe. So that might be a trigger for NoFun to push in here. He's just going to build up a little bit of a skimmer wall. He's got 4 of them now. 4 on 1. You can tell that's going to be good odds for him. Railgun fabrication coming out for me. So the game here obviously is, can he punish my aggressive economic expansion here, or am I going to get away with it? One sand skimmer definitely going to get chewed off right here. Second one's going to spawn also kind of into the meat grinder, I would assume, but might be able to get out. That kind of carrier is pretty scary here. Yeah, looks good so far. I think what NoFun needs to do now is either commit to damage or eco, right? So, first off, extract the artifact would be nice, but that's kind of not the important thing right now. Looks like he's going to go back. He's going to play for the eco, so once you get the hold set in here, remember you haven't actually gained anything, you've just taken it away from your opponent. So now what you need to do is either push in and damage his main, or go back and set up your second. Railfab comes out first though before refinery mode. I can't say I really agree with that. I think because he'd have refinery mode on the way right now. I think if he did that, that would probably be a little bit better, then he can get his eco kind of bouncing up. Whereas I'm eventually going to weed out this push. It could take me some time, but I will do it. You can see what I'm moving out right here with my carrier. The idea behind that, of course, is if I can just move the carrier there, I have refinery mode holding my main. Great sand skimmer here, though. That's a really nice move. If there were like 2 or 3 of them, that could be really good. He's just going to back away on that side. I guess he sees the assault railgun. So he knows I'm going to push away from this eventually. So he's just got to get his base set up as fast as he can. Refinery mode is on the way, though. So that's good. He'll be about 40 seconds behind me, it looks like. Not great. You don't want to be in that position, but it's manageable. And I think what's really worth noting here is that most players in the scene right now, I feel like, couldn't pull this off. So I'm happy to see that NoFun can do it. That he knows, okay, when my opponent's gun refinery mode first, I need to damage him, get my base set up. It's really good. But yeah, that would be my tip from this game, is rather than going tech first, go refinery mode first, and then try to set up here just a little bit quicker. He's kept a pretty good sand skimmer presence on the map too, but he had to wrap all the way around there, which really slowed him down on his counterattack. Maybe splitting the sand skimmers to send them went up here earlier, so he had like 5 there and then like 5 here. That is 10 of them, right? It's 9 of them, okay, but yeah. That maybe could help him out a little bit there. But I mean, I think it should be clear, you know, this is not a game that I can take for granted when I play against NoFun. He's good, you know, he knows what he's doing. I have to really play my best in order to get the advantage away from him. Second production cruiser's out for me. Yay for me. And railgun armor 1 coming out for NoFun as well now. You gotta remember, assault railguns in vanilla are pretty much just like freaking immune to strikecraft or something. But in this kind of situation, they're actually really bad. Ooh. That was close. Yeah, it could still be close. I mean, you can see Strikecraft actually do damage to assault railguns now. And they're going to dive in there. This is the opening that NoFun needs. I'm amazed I'm getting excited casting my own game, but I am. But no, he is going to be forced back. Looks like assault railgun's still pretty strong. That is, yeah, no rating on those sand skimmers, so they weren't able to take that. But he's doing good work over here, too. Look at this. I'm going to build a heavy railgun. I discovered one day that if your opponent and you are both going for assault railguns, just throwing in 1 or 2 heavies in there makes like a world of difference. I'm feeling safe against the Strikecraft threat, apparently, so I'm really just going to try to hold this using the assaults. Heavy railgun going to pop out in a very inopportune position, but looks like the assaults are going to be forced back here, so he's going to have to leave. That's good for me. This production cruiser took a lot of damage, though. I was kind of trying to play aggressive with it. That might honestly have been a bad rally point, but look at this, I'm letting NoFun get up on top of my railguns here again. This is really quite sloppy. Just picks off another one there. I'm gonna try to come in here with the assault railguns. That's gonna be denied. I do have rails there. If you've ever played against Coalition using like assault rails, you'll know like once the railguns pop out, it's just like, yeah, you're not gonna do this anymore. You just totally lose that ability. But yeah, rather than just going ahead and setting up my third base, I seem to want to match the pressure, so I'm going to move the carrier out a little bit here. A couple of salvagers being produced off of that. But yeah, NoFun looks like is getting repelled now. So the question is, what has he got going on behind this? Well, production cruiser's coming out. That's awesome. That's exactly what he needs, actually. Again, I feel like NoFun knows what he's doing, you know what I mean? It's really nice to see. He's German, after all. This is how they play soccer, too. Or football, if you know what its name really is. But it looks like my third base is going to be set up slightly faster still. Probably about, I don't know, 20 seconds faster on the third base. If I were to Scar, I would just like quit the replay right now and then see what the resources mined are, but I just don't have time for that. But that would give us a better idea. That would be something really nice to see over on the sidebars, like resources mined. And also to see like the income in CUs and RUs per second. That's something that they have in StarCraft 2 that's always kind of amazed me. There's a lot of assault railguns, I didn't realize. And there's some heavies behind them as well. Armor 2 is done on them. So I could probably push this point, but it's a little risky to just let the Sandskimmers get free reign on me, especially as damage 1 just finished. I assume that would be what prompted the push. And look at that, excellent micro, pulls all these guys back. The Sandskimmers are able to trade for some real damage here, actually. Wow. I mean, he just fought with an army that was smaller, and I think actually took that fight really well. That's not easy to do. That's like every RTS player's dream. I think he needs to kind of look for counterplay options, though, and EMP rounds, I guess, is going to be it. We've never seen this really do much, but hey, I'm always open to new experiences, huh? And look at this, he's on the high ground, he's taking this fight again. He didn't even lose a single assault railgun. Okay, he just lost a heavy, that's a little unfortunate. Very small mistake there, but it ended up costing him the unit. Oh, and apparently there's line of sight there. That's always a little tricky to tell, but that is going to cost him 2 assault rails, I think. EMP round is good, though. Look at that. But it does nothing. Okay. Well, he landed it, though. Yeah, maybe it needs to just have, like, a longer stunt. I don't know. I think A-Game hasn't really been worried about this too much, because it's kind of one of those fringe abilities that, like, nobody actually uses, but I'd love to see it actually get some relevance in the scene, but at the same time, if you make it good enough, you kind of disrupt the rail balance that we've already got going on between Galaxian and Coalition. Not to mention heavy rails already have range calibration too, you know, I mean, like, you're kind of perhaps pushing it a little bit. So yeah, counterplay options are going to be sought after here now, as I think NoFun finally deciding he's not sure he can take this rail fight. Although the numbers are not that far in my favor. If you look at heavy railguns, he's actually got more, which means my assault rails are going to have a really hard time pushing here. I think I'm continuing to make assault rails just because I feel like he's going to keep pushing me with like sand skimmers and stuff like that. By the way, this ought to extract, huh? I think he gets that artifact out. So I mean, NoFun is really making a good show of it. He's not as behind as it might seem from the map control presence. He's actually basically like even with me right now, although I guess he's falling a little behind on upgrades. But assault ship fabrication is going to be an interesting tech choice. We'll see where it leads to. I'm getting honor guards meanwhile, and I've got one on the queue already. Good EMP round, going to catch out these assault railguns here. Again, I think the EMP like duration is just too small. It doesn't really justify getting the tech at all. But you can see what that did. Like, that was actually pretty effective. He managed to trap me a little bit. And suddenly the army for me is looking quite thin. I'm gonna have to kind of retreat back into my base. Wow. I mean, I don't think it's the EMP round that did it, but I wish it was. That would be cool. Oh no, look at this. I found a way into the base. That's a little slippery. Gonna lose a couple salvagers for this, gonna lose a lot of mining time. That's not gonna be good, especially during a tech transition. I mean, that's really when you don't want this to be happening at all. 2 salvagers go down as well, they're gonna have to be replaced. The honor guard is out, and I suppose this will be scouted by the base runners. Yes, he's gonna know about that. Don't really want to let him get that 4th extraction. I'm gonna take the field presence for that. But see, again, if this backstab here hadn't gone through, I mean, maybe he could have been there to contest that, and that would be starting to get a little hairy for me. So I'm not sure exactly how the Sandstormers got through, but I think they are kind of heroes. And he's still just being freaking annoying. So NoFun getting assault ships, I don't like that personally. I don't think it really adds anything to his composition. I think assault ship fab works because it means he can transition to like siege or interceptors or something, but I don't know if he's gonna get anything out of the unit itself. Sandstorm army from NoFun completely distracted over here, by the way. I've forced them to kind of deal with this guy who's just sort of floating around. Buys me a lot of time here, and it looks like we're gonna have another fight. This time, crucially, there is an honor guard in the area, but this is a lot of heavy railguns. I need to be careful with that honor guard. Of course, we don't actually know that each other are here, do we? But there's no Sandskipper support for this at all. Look at that. Maybe that's what the assault ships are for, but they need to be a little bit less ambitious here. Especially as I have high ground with the honor guard. Oh yeah, fighting into the high ground there was really bad. And unsupported railguns once again not doing very well. It's kind of what we would expect, but it's painful to see. And I think we just traded like 5 for nothing or something. This is a really nice backstab of Sandskippers here though. Might be able to return the favor a little bit. There is actually an assault railgun coming out right there. That's not going to be enough. Maybe I sense it. Yeah, you can see I'm moving back there. Maybe I saw sensors ping or something. Maybe I'm just using my hacks. But PC is going to go down here. Or, go down. That was a little dramatic. PC is going to be under fire here. It's going to cost a couple salvagers, cost mining time. Same thing I did to his second base, but... You can see missile ship fabrication coming out here. I think it's because I saw the assault ships there. I just don't want any part in that. And I'm starting to get the Sandskimmer upgrades. These days, I'm always throwing honor guards into the mix, but other than that, you can tell I'm playing just like I used to in vanilla. Talking about card cups, you know, 8, 9, 10 kind of. A lot of rails, a lot of Sandskimmers, get upgrades for both, ready to go. Definitely my favorite playstyle. I'm not sure I realized... I did, okay, yeah. I was gonna say I wasn't sure I realized that I lost the salve there, but you can see he is replaced coming over from there. It is sometimes hard to tell though. Like I noticed actually in my Sport Cruiser first video, I'm not mining off of one of the patches with 2 salvagers. And I was like, ah, shoot. I mean, like I'm not gonna go back and fix it, but... See, look at that. Wasn't that like a dead-on shot there, but it didn't actually do anything. So I think maybe like the radius on it needs to be a little bigger, and then like the duration should be bigger. Because that could be really cool. It is definitely a skill shot. If you ever tried to use it, like you hit the ability, and then he charges up, and then he fires, and so it takes like a long time for it to actually go. Looks like I really want to get a production cruiser kill right here. And it is air. I didn't catch this actually. I've got anti-air tech, but none on the field just yet, I don't think. But I think I'm actually going to get this production cruiser, although a little bit sloppy in the micro there, especially at such a crucial moment. I'm using the hold ground position. He is going to go down, so... Gonna cost me an honor guard here as the interceptors do their job, but I think that is well worth it. Railgun armor 3 finishes for me now. I am going to have missile ships coming out on the field. Honor guard cruiser anti-air would be nice too, but that's a really expensive tech and it'd take a long time. I think if I already have missile ship tech, I ought to just go for that. But, you know, think of it this way. Instead of teching missile ships, I could have teched HGC anti-air. And if I did that, I might have not lost anyone right there, actually, because I would have had it ready on the field, rather than teching into a unit that I have to produce now. I think Agan did a good job making Honor Guard Cruiser Anti-Air like an actual viable option, because I could have played this one without missile ships, and it probably would have been better. There's a base runner out too. Looks like I'm producing another one as well. So I know I've got field control. I want to start putting on some pressure with that. Really good game so far, huh? But I think I'm definitely ahead at this point. We have a production cruiser missing over on NoFun's side. He's still producing it back. Carrier's going to try to leverage himself a little bit, but there's a lot of heavy rails out here. He's only got like 3. His counterplay option worked. I mean, he took out an autograph cruiser, but mine was better, I guess, with the Sandstormer right over there. But this is a big deal over here on the flank. Kind of got to watch both sides of the map at once right now. Carrier going to take a lot of damage right here. Ooh, I mean, he could even go down potentially. There's no power on my carrier. Yeah, I bet if I had power reserves, he'd be dead right there. He might still be, to be honest. But this base here is going to be really in shambles. You can see I'm moving the Sandskimmers over there just to evacuate the base. It's going to come out, and that's good. They can do quite a lot of damage to this force here, but there is a missile ship in the areas in there. And there's also the base runner giving us some light anti-air fire here. Yeah, I don't think Ints can hang around, but they're sort of forced to Desperado. So ship lands a nice barrage there, but the production cruise is evacuated safely, and amazingly that flank is going to be held. I wouldn't have gotten away with that on a bigger map. NoFun can't use his carrier now. Power reserve is pretty much wasted at this point because he's too damaged to do it. Triple extract going to come out now. But the rail numbers have kind of reached parity, I guess. Again, stealing things from Magpie, except he's only got armor 1. So actually that even still to my advantage, and I have the Honor Guard cruiser. I guess that's fair. Sandskimmers will get chewed up over there on the side. A couple heavy railguns getting harassed by these Sandskimmers, but there are assaults in the area. They should clean that up. Also got smoke on the base runner just like Guardian. Oh, I told you in the one cast with Blue and Discar, I wanted to see an Elder base runner. He's close. It's only about like 2 int kills away from that. It's a freaking Guardian, man. Because then he gets +2 rate of fire, and I have a feeling his anti-air would be really nasty at that point. But it looks like NoFun gonna Desperado on in here with his carrier. I said he couldn't do this, but it looks like he's proven me wrong. But that is gonna be the game. Even a missile ship rock. The missile ship gets the kill. Cameron, what a troll. And that is gonna be the end of NoFun. Great map, I think. Great game, I think, overall. And I really am a bit sad we don't get to see game 1 here, because I remember that being a good game as well. It's too bad that that one turns out to be corrupted, but hope you guys enjoyed the short cast anyway, and I'll see you next time.